Morning. Today is Labor Day for some people. For me, I find this is a great opportunity to clear my head, talk about some things that are on my heart, and share some stuff. For those of you that I haven't met yet, my name is Jeremiah Krakowski. I've been in the mentorship industry for over 2 decades. I built multiple 8-figure mentorship programs. And some of y'all might say, well, Jeremiah, that disconnects you from knowing what people in the beginning deal with. Well, I have a mentorship program where I actually work with people that are just getting started, that are actually brand new in their business, that are starting from zero, not making any kind of money, and I walk them through what to do to get results. And so, in fact, I think that qualifies me to be able to talk about this. And if I didn't have that experience, why do I share my experience on that? Because if I didn't have that experience, what I'm about to say sounds really arrogant. What I'm about to say sounds extremely judgmental. What I'm about to say sounds almost like I'm a complete a-hole by what I'm about to say if I didn't have the level of experience that I have, spending time with literally thousands of people. And so this isn't a judgment about just 1 or 2 people that I've seen. This isn't to judge anybody. This is to call you up to a higher level. And what I've observed is why a lot of people struggle to succeed in business. See, I meet people all the time and they make commitments. And that's the first step to success is committing to saying, I'm going to do something different than I always have. I'm going to do something different than the day-to-day of what I've always done. The problem with that is that many times commitment wires something in people's brains to where they actually feel like they already took action and already accomplished it. Now, there's a way to positively channel that into action, speaking it into existence, preparing your mind before it happens. But the problem is, oftentimes our brains, because of habits, are wired against actually doing the things that we commit to do. And so what I see often happen with people, again, like I said, if I didn't have the 20 years of experience in the mentorship business, this would sound extremely arrogant and like a total jerk to say this. But I see it from thousands of people. They make a commitment and then 6 months, 12 months, 18 months goes by and they've done nothing. Well, okay, maybe they haven't done nothing. What they say is, I'm getting the foundations set up. That's what they all tell me. I'm putting the pieces together to get started. I'm getting things in order. And what it is they think that they're doing the things that are going to get them to be successful. The problem is that they're just procrastinating, that they're just pushing off the inevitable, that they're not keeping the promises that they made to themselves because they're so used to committing to things and then not actually doing them. And they're so used to telling people, oh yeah, I'll do that, because they don't want to let people down, because they don't want to upset or disappoint people. That they're so used to saying, sure, I'm going to do this. I'm going to commit. And then nothing happens. And then 6 months, 12 months, they commit again. I'm going to commit. And then nothing happens. And I've seen people do this for 10, 15 years in a row. I know a guy right now. I actually know a handful of people. He's been committing every 6 months for 15 years to build a business. Nothing. And again, like I said, makes me sound like a jerk to say that if I didn't have the experience that I have. Makes me sound like I'm a judgmental a-hole to say that people do this. But I've seen thousands of people, and I've also seen thousands of people take imperfect action with the pieces that they have in front of them right now. With the little bit that they have. They don't got it all figured out, but they got a little bit figured out. They got a piece of it figured out. See, the problem is we're so worried about doing things wrong. We're so worried about things not working out that we're waiting for perfect circumstances. We're waiting until everything is in order, and I call that pride and ego. I call that having a spirit of excellence so far up your backside that you can't do anything because you need things to be perfect. And I'm sorry, but that's no way to actually be successful. The people that I know who are successful in business, like I said, I told you I'm going to sound like a jerk by saying this, but I'm okay with that because some of y'all need to hear this. The people who are successful, they take action and they discover how to keep the promises they make to themselves. I often meet people, they say, well, Jeremiah, I just don't feel ready yet. I don't feel good enough to put myself out there. I don't have the confidence to put myself out there. And you want to know where confidence is developed? See, they seem to think, people think, again, if I didn't have the level of experience I got, I'd sound like a jerk for saying this. They think that they're going to accomplish something to finally feel successful. And that once they reach a certain level, then they'll feel good enough to put themselves out there. When the truth is, that day's never going to come. By you keeping the promises you make to yourself in little things, small areas. What are the tiny commitments? See, I'm not talking about the big ones. When you start keeping the tiny commitments that you make to yourself, the small ones. You know, you can brush your teeth in the morning. You kept that commitment for years, I'm sure. I hope. Otherwise, you got no teeth left, right? It's that small. And most people seem to think it's about the big stuff. It's about the tiny stuff. Consistently. Each day. Keeping the promises that we make to ourselves. Keeping the commitments that we make. Actually doing the things we say we're going to do. And then we say, well, Jeremiah, I'm doing the things I'm saying I'm going to do, but I'm just not ready yet to do the things I'm saying I'm going to do. I'm just not prepared yet. I don't got the foundations figured out. I don't feel right about it. I don't feel peace about it. I have people say that. I'm waiting till I feel the peace of the Lord before I take action. Years go by. Again, I'm sure I sound arrogant to some of y'all by saying this. I'm sure I do. But this is the truth about what it takes to be successful. And this is why most people never succeed. They're waiting until something aligns. The pieces in their life align up. Like I got a Rubik's Cube somewhere around here. Like they're waiting until the Rubik's Cube is lined up to start. When in fact, starting with things not in order, not put together, not aligned is actually the process of success. The people that I know that are the most financially successful took action before they felt ready, even when they felt they weren't ready. And what happened was they worked on what was going on between their two ears. It's all a belief system. That's all it is. It's all just beliefs that are limiting us. There is a belief that I cannot take action until I get to a milestone, until I reach a certain level. And that's the biggest load of bull honky I've ever heard. Because success comes by taking action before you hit the... How are you going to hit the milestone if you ain't doing nothing? Like, again, like I said, I probably sound like a jerk right now. I probably sound arrogant if I didn't have the level of experience of 20 years of working with thousands of people in this exact area and seeing the differences from those who became multi-millionaires and those who are where they still were 15 years ago when I met them. Gosh. And they're usually people that got the highest level of a spirit of excellence. They're usually people that they need everything to be just right. They pride themselves in how perfect they do everything, and they're the least financially successful people I've ever met. And the people who make the most amount of money, all they do differently is they stay consistent. They take tiny actions, even when they don't got all the pieces figured out, even when they're not sure how it's going to work out. I'm doing a video right now, and I don't got my shelves figured out right here. I just moved into my house. I just moved into a new house here. Okay? Don't got my shelves figured out. Some of y'all would wait weeks till you got the shelves perfect before you do a video to the public out there because you think you're not ready yet. That's what separates a successful millionaire coach like myself from people that just wish they could be successful. As I'm not waiting until everything is in order to take action. And neither do you have to. Maybe that's what's been beaten into you your whole life. Maybe you even are in a situation right now where you got a spouse or a boss or somebody who's constantly criticizing you, telling you you're not good enough and that you're never going to amount to anything and you're not going to be successful and that you got to reach a certain level of performance before you can succeed or before you can earn the right to do the things you want to do. I'm here to tell you this. You don't got to listen to that crap. You don't got to listen to that criticism. Just do what you can with the resources you got right now. This Saturday, I'm hosting a free event where I'm going to walk you through. If you want to start a mentorship business, that's what I help people with, is how to start a mentorship business to mentor other people, to take action. You might say, well, goodness, what am I going to mentor on if I ain't done nothing myself? I'll tell you, you got stuff that you could mentor people on. If you're over the age of 25 years old, you got life experiences that you could help people that wish that they were where you are today in some area of life that you could help people with. And I'm going to show you how to use artificial intelligence to do that. On Saturday, September 9th, I'm going to walk you through my process of what works, what's working for our clients to get results and to make a ton of money in a business online. And I'd love to see you there. It's about taking action. It's about doing the things that we commit to do. You know, I got people all the time. They tell me, Jeremiah, I'm going to show up on your live events. They've been saying that they're going to be a part of our free events that we do for a year now, and I haven't seen them on any of them. I see their name in the registration, but they don't show up. They don't ask questions. They don't do nothing with it. I'm getting the foundations ready. I'm getting my stuff in order. Like, I get that, and I want to have compassion for that. But at the end of the day, you got to put your money or your actions where your mouth is, and don't just do lip service and actually do something to see results in your life. Tiny stuff, small actions, they compound over time. When you start to keep the promises you make to yourself, you will be shocked as to what happens in every other area of your life. I'm excited to see y'all on this Saturday. I'm excited to work with you through how to actually start one of these businesses. I'm going to go head on over to my group coaching group, and we'll talk soon. Have a good one.